Deloitte have just announced the top 20 revenue generating clubs across the whole world. And this list I have is broken down into matchday, broadcast, commercial, and the total revenue generated. And unsurprisingly, right at the top, we've got Real Madrid and Manchester City, with Real Madrid generating a staggering €1 billion sum. But as most of you here are Villa fans, the reason I'm covering it is because we actually featured in the top 20 list. Yeah, and you can see little Aston Villa there, number 18. Now, our total amount generated was 310 million, and that is year on year to the end of 2024. And by the way, that doesn't include the sales of people like Diaby and Louise, so next year that will get added, but we've also spent. So let's actually break down into these three categories. And by doing that, you can actually see where the kind of issues are, and comparing to other Premier League clubs, why we can't compete, why the top six never gets broken, and teams like Newcastle, Villa, West Ham will never break it. And for comparison, we have pretty similar numbers to West Ham, and we're not too far off of Newcastle. So let's use Aston Villa, and we'll take out Real Madrid, but we'll use Manchester City instead because they're another Premier League club. Matchday revenue for Villa, 52 million. City, 88 million. So they do almost double on match days. Broadcasting, we've got 214 million. City have got 343 million. Nearly 150 million more than us. But here's the next one where it's crazy. 43 million through commercial deals, Manchester City 406 million, which is more than our total generated. Manchester City commercially generate 10 times more than Villa do, and that's why we can't compete. It's impossible. The Big Six is a Big Six for a reason. It's there to be protected and maintained. Smaller clubs like Villa, Newcastle, West Ham will never be able to break it, and that's just the sorry truth. Now, coming into 2025's reports, we are going to have more money because we've been in the Champions League, which generates a lot more as well. And you know what? Overall, our revenue's been great. We've had a 27% growth, and obviously 2025 is projected to be way more. But this is where the real issue lies. The wage bill at Villa is equivalent to 96% of that 310 million we've just been talking about. 96%. I think the average max that is suggested is about 80%, and we're 15-16% over that. Obviously, we have and had lots of players on very high wages. We've still got Coutinho. Carlos has gone now. He was on high wages. Dean's on very high wages. Wages is clearly a big problem, but there are sacrifices you make to have to grow as a club. But the point of this is not sustainable at all. Nearly 100% of our money we're actually making is going on wages, when in reality we should be focused on growing the club, not playing our players. But without the match day, the commercial, the broadcasting, you cannot get any more money to pay the players or pay better players. And that is where you get trapped in the cycle. You cannot break the Big Six. Something has to be done about this. Bigger players on higher wages need to go. We need to sign better, economically efficient players. One thing I specifically want to mention though is Unai has done this. This is Unai. Yes, Chris Heck has said he's going to do what he's going to do, and he's done it. But all of that doesn't happen without Unai's success, and that's